Hello and welcome to a Taylor's Tales podcast. This is Chris's Corner. I'm your host Chris Taylor and welcome back to a brand new episode. This week, Happy New Year. I'm back and I'm going to be talking about the general gist of a new year, new me bullshit that we all know well, that we see every year that rolls around. And I feel like it's a really important segment of the year. A lot of people fear January and February, don't get me wrong, we're in the UK, terrible weather, terrible, darkness and rain and cold. It's like 4 degrees here at the moment, Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
It's freaking freezing in here, Mr. Bigglesworth.
That would be insufferable if it was Fahrenheit. But the whole thing of January and February can be very daunting to most people, where they're trying to get back in shape, they're trying to get their mental health on point, they're trying to get into a mental space of being able to tackle the new year and get into a better version of themselves. I think the problem with that is most people come in with an all or nothing mentality of it's either now or never, that's it. And I don't know very many people who can accomplish this, where they go from 0 to 100 in any space of time. Now, my mentality very much is, I will do this or die trying.
Like for source of strength needed to sort of persevere through this.
A source of strength. I that's really not how I think about things. I mean, for me, it's simply this is something that is important to get done, and we should just keep doing it or die trying.
Now, it's a very, very small amount of people who know how to tap into that, this level of discipline where you can say to yourself, this is it. It's here or now.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. And these Shield boys.
And I don't know too many people who have that endurance to be able to take the pain over and over and over again and still be smiling at the end of it.
What the hell are you laughing at?
You had to say it. What? Fight in the shade.
It's very much so a repetitive fail until you finally succeed and you see some true success. Now, this to me is why I enjoy bodybuilding and running so much, as a combination of two things. This hybrid methodology allows me to be able to tap into two parts of my brain, where you have the quick sort of release of the pump from the gym.
The greatest feeling you can get in a gym, or the most satisfying feeling you can get in a gym, is the pump. Let's say you train your biceps. Blood is rushing into your muscles, and that's what we call the pump. Your muscles get a really tight feeling, like your skin is going to explode any minute. It's really tight. It's like somebody blowing air into your muscle. It just blows up, and it feels different. It feels fantastic.
And then there's also the consistent pain of boom, boom, one foot after another. Just keep moving forward. If you can't endure it, keep moving. And can you get to the end? Can you push yourself further? And for me, I've always had that fire in my belly a little bit of that anger that you have when you're younger as a teenager never faded away from me. I think a lot of other people, it seemed to just grow out of them. It never went away. It's like a burning flame out of an abyss.
It's gazing into the abyss that makes you better. The thing is, and this is maybe where Nietzsche's idea is not as differentiated as it became. Sometimes your gaze can be forcefully directed towards the abyss, and then you're traumatized. If it's involuntary and accidental, it can kill you. The more it's voluntary, the more transformative it is. And that's part of that idea about facing death and hell.
The Dark Lord Sauron very much has very little access to it, unlike myself. And I have that ability to tap into this. And tap into this sort of zone, that I will call it, of being able to just see something, see a goal, and say, that's a weakness. Why have I not tackled this? Why have I not looked into this part of myself and tried to accomplish something new within it, because it's scary. It's very much a scary area. I think that most people find a area that they don't target and they don't try and touch it, because it's like, ooh, that's a part of myself I don't really want to look into because I'm not very good at it. Because a lot of people go in with the mindset of, oh, if I'm not very good at this, I'm not going to try and do it in the first place. But everyone forgets, to be able to get good at something in the first place, you have to be really shit at it in the first place as well.
You never told me your old grandpa used to be a huge piece of shit.
So, like my podcast, the beginning ones, they're going to be terrible. The ones now, they're still going to be terrible. Maybe in 1,000 episodes or go, I'll be able to look back and be like, oh, actually, the 1,000 episodes pretty good, but the rest of them are fucking dog shit.
And I've got to say, in all honesty, it's the biggest piece of dog shit that I have ever heard.
And that's how it goes. You have to repeatedly go after something. And if you don't do that, then if I'm totally honest with you, you don't care about it in the first place. You know, there's this mindset of you go after something. Well, yes, you go after it, but you've got to actually care about it in the first place. You've actually got to want to do it. So if you're saying new year, new me garbage like that, or new year, I'm actually going to try something new, do it, but do it with the mindset that you're going to be doing it for life, doing it for a year, or doing it for at least some long length of time. Because if you don't, and you're just like sacking it off, then it wasn't important to you in the first place. Now, like I said, referring back to the beginning of what I said earlier, not everyone has my mindset of, oh yeah, I'm going to do this or die trying. It's very much, most people don't have that mindset when it comes down to fitness and health. They're just like, I just want to get fitter, I just want to get... But yes, you do, but do you really care about it that much? Because if you did, you'd really have that mindset and you would really want to do it. Because if you don't, then, you know, you're sort of, what I would say, half-arsing it.
Don't half-ass it. Don't half-ass it. Boy, that never goes out of style, does it? I mean, think about it. If you're gonna do something, if you've chosen to do something, whatever it is, easy, hard, if you give it your all and you don't half-ass it, win, lose, draw, get what you want, don't get what you want, whatever the outcome is, if you don't half-ass it, at least you're not gonna have to wonder, ooh, would the outcome have been different? What if I did give it my all? And boy, wondering that is what keeps us up at night.
You know, I used to have a coach when I was younger for football who would say, you can't ever go half-hearted. It's very much that British football mindset. It's like, never go into a challenge half-hearted or you get hurt. And it comes up again where I think that mindset of you have to go in with a full mental capacity to say, I'm doing this. I'm not half-arsing it. I'm not going to do, you know, this just short length period of time of going all out. I must know that I'm going all out forever. There is no end. There's no, oh, I'm going to try this for a month or I'm going to try this for a year. It's going to be, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it hard. So if you look back at 2023, it's actually a really good reflection of what you actually wanted to get done, or what you didn't actually do, or what you want to do. Because I look back at 2023 and I saw weaknesses that I hadn't tackled for life, and I did them. You know, I look at my ability to now, I drive a car. Like, my first car's a BMW i4. Like, how many people can say that?
On the house, Mr. Big Shot.
Like, it's because I looked at myself in the mirror and said, what am I avoiding? What am I avoiding right now? I'm avoiding driving because I'm scared. Because I'm scared of other people crashing into me, or me affecting other people, or vice versa. Like, this is, and I was scared of the environment, or scared of, I don't know, just being an older person, like someone in their late 20s who didn't know how to drive, and having all of this embarrassment of, you know, having the car not, you know, this mindset of me being brain fogged and not having the mental capacity to be able to deal with high pressure scenarios. All of those, I looked in the mirror and I said, I need to get this done. And I did it because I went in the mindset, because this is the time, this is when I'm going to get it done, this is when I'm going to do this. There is no half-assing it, there's no backing out, it's here or now, I'm going to get this done. And it was me getting a lesson in every week. So for something like, I started in December of 2022, and I don't remember I didn't stop, so I didn't pass until June. I only did the test once, and I had two minors, and I did it thanks to my fantastic driving instructor, and also the fact that I took the time to really focus in on it. And the same can be said for my running. I'm giving you a template here as well. What is the common thing here between driving and running? Two completely different things, both using the mental capacity up here, one being far more physical, the other one being far more mental. The commonality is consistency. If you can't do something consistently, if you aren't willing to consistently grind it away or put the effort in, then you might as well give up now. And genuinely, like, I have no shame, no lack of empathy for you. If you are just going to be like, yeah, I don't have the discipline to do this, then don't bother. Don't even try comparing yourself to other people, because there's so many people out there, so many brave warriors I know who are grinding away knowing that they don't enjoy doing it, but they're doing it anyway because they know it's going to make themselves a better person. Those are warriors to me, because the true heroes of this world are the people who can deal with normal life and keep going and keep moving forward, no matter their circumstances. They don't moan, they don't criticize the world, they look at the world as it is, they accept it, and they try for change within who they are. Those are the true warriors in this world. They keep moving forward, they keep with the mindset of, I understand what's going on around me, and I'm still going to make the best of it. That's right there.
Spot checking somebody is basically out of nowhere. You just call them up out of the blue and say, I'm coming in town, we're gonna get a quick workout in. So this motherfucker's checking me to see if I kept in shape. So we are now over 10 miles in to a 20+ mile run. And hey, these are the kind of friends you want. You don't want the friends that, protect you. No. You want the friends that call you the fuck out and say what's going on.
Everyone else looks at these shiny things in the world like, fame and glory and all of these things, but they don't take the small wins. The wins that I just spoke about a minute ago. Like, if you can find a weakness that you've been hiding in the darkness, and you open the cupboard to it, and you go, oh, what is this? What have I left growing just disgustingly in my cupboard, like a disgusting mushroom of golems in the fucking closet there? And if you open it up, and you open it to the light, and you go, shit,
Hear the roar.
time for me to get back on track, and use this time to make myself a better person by getting rid of that weakness. Because the longer you leave it there, the longer you allow this weakness to grow, the harder it is going to be to get rid of. For me this year, I've already spoken this on previous podcasts, I'm going to have to do the dirty deed of going on more dates.
My God, that's disgusting.
Don't really want to do it. Not a big fan, but it is the only way to go forward and to try and to not be like, I realized up till now I had left it in the darkness. I had been lazy. I hadn't even been trying that hard. I hadn't been putting any discipline into this part of my life. And that's what you allow it to move to the side. You make it a lower priority in your life. Now that's fine. If something isn't a lower priority in your life, it doesn't bring you joy, or it doesn't bring you some benefit in terms of health and happiness and longevity, then yeah, fine. Move it down to the lower priority. But most people this year, what's the first thing that comes to their mind when it comes to New Year, New Me? They think of getting in the best shape of their life. They think of doing more meditation, reading more books, writing more. They think of all these things which are truly accomplishable. And you have to set goals that are achievable, those small wins. And I don't mean every single day. I'm talking long term. I'm thinking big picture. I'm thinking yearly. I'm thinking 5 years. What are you going to be doing in 5 years that you can do today that's going to affect you in the 5-year time? Because most people don't think like that. Most people don't have that ability to look that further into the future and say, well, I'm going to be like this. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to, have traveled here. I'm going to have gone there. For me last year, I went to Japan and Australia in the same year. Nuts. And I went to Spain as well on a business trip. Nuts.
Damn. That's crazy.
It's crazy to say these things at the age of 28. Crazy stuff going on in my life in terms of that.
Damn. That's crazy.
And I think that if I didn't organize myself, if I didn't have the discipline to do the normal things in life, if I didn't save money, if I didn't create a spreadsheet to be able to keep an eye, I know. It's fucking boring, isn't it? Listen to me now. You're like, oh, he said the words. He said boring words of fucking spreadsheet. Oh, God, no.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
Like, it's like, no. Come on, be an adult. If you're listening to this and you're in your mid to late 20s or further on and you haven't got a spreadsheet together of your finances, you're an embarrassment.
No!
You're an embarrassment to nature. You literally can't. It's like the types of people who can't even like cut chicken with their bare hands. They're like, I've got to put gloves on. It's the same person who goes to the gym with lifting gloves. You're like, what are you? What are you doing with your life?
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
It's like, ew, I can't touch chicken with my bare hands. I can't lift weights without getting my hands hurt. It's like, Jesus Christ. Oh, yeah. By the way, I've never addressed this in a podcast, but I say Jesus Christ not because like I'm religious in any way, shape, or form. It's just because I've grown up in a society where it's totally fine to just say it as like more of a swear word than it is a thing. So yeah, if I say that, you're gonna have to like, you know, forgive me for saying random shit like that.
I am a pious man. No temptation can stray me from the path of God.
There is an extra thick gypsy girl outside with no shoes on.
But I want to. By the way, if the audio cuts out and I'm replacing it with the onboard mic, it's because for some reason today I'm recording on two different recording devices, and Audacity and this microphone just aren't combining very well. I know. The first world problems.
I hate when my phone charger won't reach my bed. I hate when my leather seats aren't heated.
Moving back into New Year, New Me mindset, I want you to think about this for a second. Can you endure? That's a very good question. Can you endure the trials and tribulations that you're going to be putting yourself through this year? What's the main thing on your mind? Because if I say to you now, flip a coin on something that you're not sure about in your life. Immediately, and this has been studied, immediately after you've flipped the coin, if it's the right thing, you'll be really joyous. If it's the wrong thing, you'll be thinking about the thing that you wish you were doing. You'll be thinking, oh, I really wish I was doing that right now. And it's the thing when you get the wrong. So when you bet on tails and you get heads and you wanted heads, your mind will go, well, actually, I really did want that. Let's say you're trying to give up something, give up smoking, and you put, if I get tails, then I don't have to quit smoking. But if I get heads, I'm going to quit smoking. And you flip it and you get tails and you're like, I do still really want to quit smoking. That's your mind telling you the truth. You know, there's this great quote from Into the Wild, which is also quoting Nietzsche, I think. It's like, instead of love, instead of life, instead of friends, give me truth.
Rather than love, than money, than faith, than fame, than fairness, give me truth.
And I've butchered that quote, by the way, fucking terribly. But we'll play the clip anyway to be able to give you a reference of what it's actually saying. Because, you know, my mind works at a million miles an hour and can't store every single accurate word in perfect order, sadly. But you get it. You know, you need the truth of your life to be able to set you on the right path, to be able to get places. It very much reminds me of 12 Rules for Life, where the antidote to chaos is this structure of being able to do the minimal things, like being able to make your bed in the morning and being able to, you know, be around your friends and family and feel positive. You know, one of the best things about Christmas for me, that Christmas period, was fantastic, because I came out and I felt, wow, what a fantastic family I have. What a fantastic group of people I have in my life. What a fantastic period of time to have off, to come back into work and feel just energized, and come back to this podcast and be like, yes, I'm ready for the new year. 150 episodes done for. This is the 151st. It's brilliant to feel just not just motivated, but happy to be in the normal grind of life. I was thinking to myself at the end of the holidays, this is my time. This is the grind. This is where we go into the darkness. This is where you utilize the guts within you, the mindset of Son Goku. You utilize those heroes in your mind of, okay, it's going to get dark. It's going to be tough. Things are going to get really just depressing around you. Everybody's going to be feeling that mindset of, oh, poor me. And you're going to go, nah, I'm going to grind. I'm going to endure.
Endure, Master Wayne. Take it. They'll hate you for it, but that's the point of Batman. He can be the outcast. He can make the choice that no one else can make. The right choice.
And if I'm reading Cam Haynes' book, Endure, I've listened to the audiobook. I love reading books I've just listened to as well. It gives me a different perspective to what I've listened to. I actually think that when I'm listening, I obviously hear it from the perspective of the actual writer, which is great, but actually reading it yourself has your mind reading it, and so you hear it in your own voice, and sometimes it actually gives you a better message from doing that. Phil Jackson's 11 Rings, reading that at the moment as well. Still using the same methodology of how I read books, 5 to 10 pages of each book, and I will immediately figure out whether I'm enjoying the book or not based off the other books. So by doing so, you really realise which ones you actually want to read. And at the moment, my favourite is, of course, Total Recall by Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he's just some absolute man. Arnie is like the cool uncle that I've always wanted, basically. He reminds me of my dad a little bit as well, which is really weird. I know it sounds strange, but like his mindset of just get it done. Just get it done. Actions speak louder than words. And you always know what you want to do in life when you want to do it. But don't go moaning about other people. Moan about what you're going to do. And Arnie's just like that person. Me and my dad always talked about it. It's like he's always been an inspirational person for everybody for so many reasons. So I love reading about his life and reading that it's not always been easy for him. Everyone thinks like, yeah, he's this genetic phenomenon. But like in order to be that genetic phenomenon in the first place, he had to put so much effort into it. And so it's really interesting hearing from his perspective in the book. So yeah, really exciting. And all three of these books have something different to give, but as you notice, for me personally, like I'm not reading a fiction book at the moment. I have realised about myself that some fiction books really have to grab me. They have to really reel me in and be like, yeah, read me. While there's non-fiction books like this where it's about someone's actual real life, I don't know what it is about being in my late 20s, but something about that really, it just sort of resonates with me, and I like hearing more about real life and real people than I do about fake things. I know, imaginary worlds, but I think it's because I've got a great imagination anyway, so I can create fictional mindsets within my mind. Let's say when I'm going to go for a run after this, recording this podcast, there's going to be this mindset of I can do what a fictional character can do, or what a real character can do to inspire me. And I've talked about this in previous podcasts. There's not too many heroes in this world, so you have to generate them within your mind. Which is probably why I seek these sort of books, because I actually do look for real world heroes like Arnie, like Cam Haynes, like David Goggins, like Phil Jackson. You know, that they all have their own mindset of how to achieve things, and it's really cool. You know, I don't compare myself to other people, but if I were to compare myself to people, it would be these sort of high level people. I never compare myself to people I know, or anyone within the same age as me, or anyone who would be in that realm, because I don't feel that passion for it. You know, there's no one out there who's my age who I'm like, yeah, I really wish I was like that, but no, fucking, they're losers. It's just like, no, there's no one out there who's just really piques my interest, unlike these guys who just, their stories really resonate with me. And so it's this mindset of like, there's no one my age competing with me in any way, shape or form. So it's look at people who are much older than you, who have experience in life, who have done the grind over and over and over again. And having that respect for that, and that's probably something I get from my family, is listening to people who are older than me and gaining knowledge for them so that I can bolster my own life. So that might be something for you to take as well. If you're this far into the podcast, you might be thinking to yourself, well, what can I go and find knowledge from? Well, the people you know who to go speak to. And this is something Goggins came up with his new podcast with Andrew Huberman. You know the work you've got to do. You know exactly what you've got to do to get there. but you're ignoring it. You're putting it in the darkness, as I said earlier. You're allowing the weakness to grow, but you know exactly what you want to do and what you need to do to accomplish it.
On this and that. There's no fucking hack, bro. There's no fucking hack. Yeah, you may this and that and saunas and all this shit yeah, it's great. There is no fucking life hack. To grow that thing, how do you grow it? Do it and do it and do it and do it. That's the hack. The hack is gonna fucking suck. And that's what I realized. That's what I realized. Life, that's why I wanted to come on here today. I didn't want to come on here and talk about no fucking passion and purpose and how to get the fuck out of bed and how to hit a fucking alarm clock and all this catchphrase bullshit. Because that wasn't how I lived. That wasn't how I lived. I woke up like every human being does and goes, fuck, man, I'm a fucking piece of shit today. How the hell is this going to work out for me? And you fight that.
But you're ignoring it. And you're not doing it because you're scared, like all of us. Like, I would speak to any single human being on this earth, and we've all got something in common. I've spoken to so many people. We all have this mindset of not being accepted, not being able to do the things we want to do, and we always have this mindset of, I think this is why social media and the internet can be a little bit of a misleading place, is that there's not a lot of raw personality out there. It's very filtered. It's very easy to think that the world's against you, or there's a certain group of people who are against you, or the certain races against all of these things. They're not. Everybody's got something in common. And actually, I think that if you allow that weakness as Goggins, or if that lack of action comes into your life, it's time to go now. And it's this perfect time of year. Now, me personally, I don't look at the beginning of the year. I looked at my birthday because I'm selfish like that. I'm like, I'm not measuring based off the year. I'm measuring off my birth year. So August to August has already been my mindset. And while I do like using January to December as a good marking point, it's better probably for me personally to think, well, I'm turning 29 next year. So what can I achieve by the time I turn 29 instead? Which is nuts.
Damn, that's crazy. You were
born in 1995, and I am so glad that I am at the other end of the age group where I'm one of the youngest now. It's very nice to think that when people are saying I'm turning 30 soon, I'm like, her. Thank goodness I've travelled so much in my life. This is another thing. When you have the accomplishment mindset of, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to go places that I've never been before, it's going to scare the shit out of me, but at the end of it, you're really proud that you did it. And that is what you have ahead of you. It's a road unknown. It's a scary road. But if you do it, you know, you're going to be super proud of yourself. You're not going to get to 30 and you're not going to have any regrets because you did exactly what you said you were going to do. And by doing so, you make the mundane worthwhile. If you can enjoy the consistency of the day-to-day life, and if you can find the joy in each little thing, like for instance, I went and saw Miyazaki's newest film, The Boy and the Heron, yesterday, and it was fantastic. And I had a fantastic time. And the drive there and back to see my little sister and watch it with her and have friggin' pizza and ice cream afterwards and do these little things is so worthwhile because you've already earned it. Because you've already earned these things. Now, I'm not saying go eat pizza and ice cream every weekend. I personally won't be doing that again for a while. Point being this. You earn it. You earn those days. There's a reason why we only have Saturday and Sunday as a weekend. Because the Monday to Friday is you earning that Saturday and Sunday. Now, most people will be like, why is there not a Friday off as well? We don't need to work 5 days a week. Bullshit. You need to work 5 days a week. If I had a 4-day week, I would use the Thursday as the Friday of the current system as well. And it would just be as lackluster as the Friday at the moment. This is the problem, is that human beings, when they're given a deadline, they become lackadaisical and they become lazy. This is the problem. Even if it was a 2-day work week, the second day would still be people acting like it's Friday. I promise you that. The human nature in this society is that one of those days is going to be a lackluster day because people are going to be yearning for the weekend or yearning for the days off. Now, this only works in the current system that I'm in, which is the corporation world. This only works within the 9-to-5 system. So any other system, I'm sorry, we're not talking to you. I'm really, it doesn't make sense for you at all because it doesn't work in your world. So ignore me for that. However, for those who are thinking to themselves, he's right, I would get lazy on that fourth day. You know for a fact that it's the weekends and your holiday is so much sweeter. Now, I used to think when I was younger, why don't I have more holiday? Why don't I have to do this? Why is it not like this all the time? Because it stops being special. So this is the thing. New year, new me, no. Same asshole, same message, same savage mindset. Utilize the time you do have to become a better person. And utilize the time you do have to find things that you actually enjoy doing, but also find things that you're passionate about and really go all in on them. Bet on them. And find the weaknesses that you're leaving in the darkness and say to yourself, well, what am I going to do about that? Have I got a plan? Have I written it down? Is it accomplishable? Like, if it's not accomplishable, then maybe you're going to have to put it over a 5-year period. You know, if first year you're thinking to yourself, well, I'm comparing myself to somebody I know or something, or I want something else. Do you truly want it? Or do you think it's a good thing to have? So this is the difficult thing, isn't it? You've got to really figure out what you want. And it's difficult. It's not easy. It's not a fun topic looking at your life and picking it apart piece by piece and being like, is this good? Is this bad? And it can feel shit because you're looking at yourself and you're going to be like, fuck, I'm an asshole.
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
What can I do about that, though? What can you do is you know exactly what you have to do. If you're drinking too much, you stop drinking. If you're smoking too much, you stop smoking. If you are overweight, you have to start working out and eating less. If you are trying to travel more, you know you need to make money to be able to find that time, and you have to book off the holiday to do it. If you're in a shit situation, you know that there is a door to get out of it. And this only works within a society where you have a normal life in the first place. Because I can't talk to people from a terrible background, terrible place, because this doesn't work. Because this is very from a privileged perspective. You already have the privilege of the 9-to-5. You already have the privilege of a steady job. If you don't have a steady job, then it's time to find a steady job. And if you don't like that idea, are you an adult?
Stand still. It's your first time, so I'll be gentle. Now relax as I reach deep inside you and grab hold of your essence.
I need an adult.
I am an adult!
Or are you still acting like a kid? These are the answers that only you can answer. For me personally, I can't give you the answers. I'm merely giving you a template to be able to fill out. And I think the template's great because the template allows you to put you into it. And by you putting you into it, it becomes your template. Like template for life, the consistency. What can I do on a day-to-day basis? Well, you're not going to read, this is the thing as well, this is the truth. You are going to have days where you are not going to succeed on reading every day, writing every day, or meditating every day. But what you are going to do at the end of the year is you're going to look back on the days that you did do it, and you're like, I did more than I did last year. Because you recorded it, you really focused in on it, and you were like, oh shit, just by consistently trying, just the trying in the first place, you'll have done more than you did last year. And then next year, you'll record it again, and you'll do better because you still have that foundation to go back to. And this is the template I'm talking about. You see what I'm doing here. You make small, achievable goals, but you make them into a whirlwind of bang, 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 succeed, 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 fail, 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 overall success. And by doing so, you will have this mindset, this armored mindset of knowing what it's like to fail, knowing what it's like to truly try at something you believe in, because you know you need to do it. You know you want to be like that. And by doing so, you just want more. You want more success. You want it always. And this is the thing that nobody tells you when you're growing up, is as a kid, you're always thinking to yourself, well, I can't wait to be an adult. I can't wait to have that, the freedom, the responsibility. And in order to be an adult and have the freedom and have the responsibility, you have to be able to work for it. And you have to have the discipline to consistently do it. And if you don't have that, discipline, or the want to be disciplined, or the want to be a reliable adult who can deal with these problems, who can deal with the consistency, every new year, you're going to have the same questions for yourself. You're going to have the same goals, and you're going to have the same mindset of, oh shit, I've got to do this again. And if you have that, and you're not willing to change, and you're not willing to push yourself further, then it's going to be a cycle of new year, new me bullshit every single year, and you're going to always be looking at those weaknesses and hiding them in the darkness, and not allowing yourself to be a happy-go-lucky person. And look at people who are happy, who are doing well, and you'll go, oh, that's cringe. Oh, look at them, they're such losers. Oh, look how happy they are. Fuck their happiness. You'll be somebody like that. And I know these people. They're not happy. They look at other people and they look at their success and they always find some flaw in it. And it's sad. It really is. And if you're one of my listeners and you're at the end of this and you truly are listening in, you know exactly who those people are. And if you're surrounded by them, get rid of them. They're leeches. Leeches on your happiness, on your joy. And you know this podcast, what it's about. It's about joy. It's about fun. It's about memes and stupidity, but also the consistency for you to combine the joy, the smile, the happiness, but being the person who can be the nicest person 99.9% of the time, but being pure, unadulterated evil that 0.01% of the time. And when I say that, I mean the evil that you have to channel to be able to get those tasks fucking done. Yeah! Fucking have them and stay good and get it done. And that mindset takes time, because when I first started, I had the mindset I'm gonna get this done. I listened to Goggins' podcast and I was like, this is it. This is the time, here and now. This is where they die. This is where we stand and they die. And that's how you have to have that mindset.
This is where we hold them. This is where we fight. This is where they die. And these shields, boys.
And if you don't have it, you can build it from the ground up. Use the template I've talked about. Use those small goals to keep going. Atomic Habits talks about it, the book. All the time, if you can say, I am a fit person, I am successful, I am powerful. If you can say these in your mind, that's the first step. But you have to follow it up with action. Without action, there is nothing. Nothing. Those weaknesses will stay the same, and so will you. But if you can be the person of action, everybody around you, all of your friends and family will stop questioning why you're doing it and start questioning themselves and saying, why am I not doing it? And they'll start saying, how do you do it? And you'll give them the answers, but they may not be willing to accept them. So have that mindset of keep moving forward. Use this time of year as a way to truly embrace the tough times to make yourself stronger. Tough times make strong people. Just remember that. And you can become one of them. And hopefully, I will see you in the future saying in the comment section, saying in the podcast comments, I did it and I am strong. and I am powerful because I have created the consistency within my life to do everything I wanted to do. And I look back and I go, holy fuck, all it took was that first step. Now, thanks to that cheesy part of the podcast, I know for those listening who are normally interested in some other stuff, if you've made it to this end of the pod, thank you very much for listening. But also I want to say a general Happy New Year. I hope that 2024 is just as good as 2023. And I hope that you find the success that I have found as well in my life. And I really do. As karma, I give you all the good karma that I've got just as much. So that's one thing. If I'm going to sacrifice myself for you, good karma for you and good karma for the world and everyone else, including all of our enemies. This has been the Taylor's Tales podcast. This has been Chris's Squad. I've been your host, Chris Taylor. And as always, I hope to see you this time next week. Bye now.
今置いていかれているのは俺。強くなったな、ブラザー。再びブラザーを一人にする気か。東堂葵。ユナイテッド